Well, the phased reopening of the state continues. The medical community keeping tabs on the impact. And joining us today is infectious disease specialist Dr. Jose Maldonado with UTRGV. Doc, thanks for making time for us today.
Thank you for having me here.
You know, since the reopening of the state, have you seen a spike in hospitalizations and or overall just cases?
No, not really at this point. I mean, we keep talking about that and we monitor that. I was just talking with Dr. Romero about that, and we haven't seen yet that any surge in cases right now in Valley Baptist.
Yeah, and so that's important as we go forward, correct?
Yes, that's very important because that's part of the tracking thing, the things that we are tracking, right? We want to make sure that we are testing, and we are going to make sure that we are tracking hospitalizations and also understanding if there is an increase in transmission in the region.
So let's get to some state statistics, and it reflects a majority of cases in the 20 to 59 age group. So why is that?
It's really hard to tell why there is a phenomenon in that age group. I hope that is part of it is that individuals who are older and have higher, which have higher risk of getting complications, are being more cautious and staying away from risk situations and probably, hopefully, decreasing the rate of transmission in those groups. I mean, I think it's exposure mostly. Whether patterns of behavior are linked to that age group are probably the ones that can explain why we are seeing more cases.
Going to get to testing here in just a moment, but I want a 13-year-old girl in Cameron County tested positive yesterday. Now, we've been told, and it's been reported, that symptoms are not severe in children, but what have you seen?
That's an accurate generalization. I mean, you can say that overall, you will see more frequently severe symptoms in older people and people who have comorbidities. But of course, there are children who have some comorbidities, including obesity, that put them at higher risk of complications with this infection. Although we see a lot less than in adults, it's not impossible to have a kid with a severe illness. It can happen. It's just not as frequent. It's rare.
Well, and now let's Mother's Day this past weekend, you know, a big time to get together. Families just, you know, want to see mom and grandma. So right now, is it still too early to get a picture of what's happened with regards to cases since Mother's Day?
I think so. It's too early. We know that the incubation period is 2 to 14 days. So we need to see what happens after that time has passed. Yeah.
Last week, Dr. Kraus, UTRGV Dean School of Medicine, you know him well, you know, said of testing efforts in particular with antibody testing, he said it would ramp up this week. So what is the status of that right now?
Well, the only thing that I can say about that is that the UTRGV is working hard to help developing our local test capacity, and but I don't have any updates in terms of what the actual test capacity is right now.
And as those testing efforts expand, can you tell us if the testing criteria will be changing to include more people? Because right now it's pretty strict, a fever and things like that. Under the questionnaires, have you traveled, you know, out of the valley and things like that. So is that going to change? Because it seems kind of restrictive right now with regards to those specific questions. You think that's going to change to allow more people to come into testing?
I think that's going to happen. Let's also understand that this is a moving target. It depends on if you have enough supplies to provide testing, right? If that changes over time, you may need to change your testing strategy and prioritize. But my current understanding is that that's the goal, is to increase the testing to more people as much as we can. Yeah.
You know, Governor Abbott called for at least 20,000 tests daily. Nursing home patients, we just found out yesterday, and also the staff have been identified for that testing. So is there a specific testing goal right now set for the Valley?
No, I'm not aware of an official testing goal that I'm aware of by the local authorities. I can say that there are some estimates by infectious disease and public health experts in terms of, for example, some talk about doing 3,000 tests per 100,000 inhabitants per week. So those are very ambitious testing goals, and not everybody may agree with those. But just to give you a number, that's what I can say about testing capacity and numbers. Yeah.
Yeah, and testing in the Valley lagging far behind. You'd like to see those testing numbers actually go up, correct?
That's right. Everywhere, not just here, but yes, particularly here, yes, I do agree with that. And we have a lot of patients who have diabetes. There's high prevalence of obesity. So we have a high-risk population. So we definitely need increased testing to make sure we're tracking the disease.
All right, Doctor, thank you so much again for your time. Dr. Jose Maldonado, UT RGV Health. Hope to see you again in the near future, Doc.
Thank you for having me here.
You take care. We'll be right back.